What it do, what it do, what it do, family. Peace, peace, peace to the gods and earths. Oh, see you to my, oh, see you to my enemies. Oh, see you to my enemies. Salam alaikum to my Muslims. Alafia to the Ifa community. You hear me? How is everybody doing? Matter of fact, is everybody great? Is everybody great? You know, it's my wish that everybody be doing great. You know, we need to substitute. I'm fine. If you, I don't even use I'm fine. I use I'm good or I'm great or something. You know, even more highly elevated. But you know, all words are important. You know, and and sometimes it ain't no way to get around what we need to say, but our words are important because words are spells. You know what I'm saying? And uh, that's what we should be uh, doing on ourselves by what we need to undo on ourselves. I just say it like that. I hope everybody feeling good for no reason at all. Radiating, operating, vibrating, emanating. Instilling this abundance, love, like health and wholeness, being the greatest illustration and the demonstration and the best version of yourself. I am doing all the above. You hear me? What do you wish to carry forward? What do you wish to carry forward? That's a good. That's a good question right about now. To be asking ourselves, what do we wish to carry? What do we wish to carry forward? You know, when it comes to self improvement, uh, self fitness, shadow work, uh, light work, and all the other pretty names, you know, or magnificent attributes, you know, we use to describe uh, this thing that we do and concerning raising up our soul and spiritual being within this flesh and vessel. But I know it ain't easy. Well, whoever need to hear that. But it get easier for whoever need to hear that. You hear me? And that's a good thing. You know, it's supposed to be easy, but it's not because it's supposed to be hard. And if it wasn't hard, everybody would be doing it. Just think about it. If shadow work was so easy, as much as it's trending, in the millions of places that it's trending, why everybody ain't doing it? Because it ain't so easy. It ain't so easy to look at all the traumas we don't repress and swept under the rug. It ain't so easy to look at all the pain that we don't suppress and swept under the rug. It ain't easy to look at all the hurting experiences that we don't suppress and swept under the rug. It ain't easy to look at all the bad things that or negative things that we don't done to others, cause it ain't always somebody else. See, it ain't easy to look at all that shit that need to be looked at when it comes to shadow work, when it comes to self-improvement, when it comes to being better than you never been. It ain't easy to look at all that shit. And that's why it's supposed to be hard. You see? Because that way you can fake it till you make it on the outside, but you can't fake it till you make it on the inside. You can't fake energy. You can't fake vibration. You can't fake frequency. You see? And that's why, do I know shortcuts? Yeah. But I never pass on nothing that I wouldn't do myself. You know? And we got an obligation to find our own personal methods. in the magic that we are, to perform the magic that we possess, you know, in our daily lives. And unfortunately, a lot of people not doing that for the highest good, or concerning the highest good for all. You know, it's a lot of darkness. It's a lot of witchcraft. It's a whole bunch of all that stuff that we talk about. You know, I'm familiar with it all. I've been around a long time. I've been around a long time. I don't talk about half the things that I know. You know, and I don't discuss half the things that I know how to do. But if I wasn't me, I wouldn't try me energetically, astrally, uh, 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 remote viewing, so forth and so on. And those that do gonna find out the hard way. And I usually don't like to go into these rounds, but every now and then, especially at this time of year, it's necessary. Especially and new people coming into the space of my energy field. So it's necessary that I say things, so people know that what they're in the presence of ain't nothing to be played with. Cause people gonna try things. If you know, you know. But that's why I started out with the question: what do you wish to carry forward? You hear me? Because some people gonna condemn themselves on the same level that they on now, going through the same thing that they've been going through. Because after all they done been through, they still ain't willing to make no changes. Still trying to find the the easy way, the slick route. How can I manipulate this situation? How can I get over to get through? All those type of traits and characteristics need to be wiped off floppy disk. And a lot of y'all might not know what floppy disk is, but today they flashcards. When computers were first made, they were floppy disks. You hear me? But if you weren't born in the '80s, you probably wouldn't even know what a floppy disk is. You hear me? But your parents would. But it ain't shadow work. Not supposed to be easy, cause everybody would be doing it. But what's hard about it is what make it great. What's hard about shadow work is it's the very thing that make it great. The hardest thing about self-improvement is the very thing that make it great. Otherwise, why would it be so trendy right now? Because you ain't the same. You ain't the same when you pass through that fire of yourself. Especially to the ones of us who made it out. You ain't the same when you pass through that fire of yourself. And ain't no telling how many dark nights of the soul, one may have to go to get through and on the other side of the fire of themselves. And they call them dark nights of the soul, but a dark night of the soul, it may not be just one night. Don't get it twisted. It may be a couple weeks. It may be a few weeks. It may be a month. It may be a few months. It may be years. I went through a dark night of the soul for 16 months. You hear me? So let's not be misconstrued by the language. This shit take real work. And the deeper the trauma, the deeper the hurt, the deeper the garbage, the pollution, the more work that the more work that need to be done once it start coming to the surface. You hear me? We gotta know where we are feeling our way to, and in order for us to know where we are feeling our way to, gonna have a lot to do with what do we wish to carry forward once we clear about what we carry in general. You hear me? I ain't trying to be tricky, y'all. I'm trying to hear it as it's coming through me. Y'all stay with me. For those who know how the spirit work, you know it ain't no method to its madness. You hear me? You just gotta stay in the flow of it when you in the flow with it. You hear me? Woo. But yeah, man. What make it so hard is the very thing that make it great. Like I said, like y'all don't heard me say before, where you are right now and where you see yourself going, it starts from the same place that you at right now. You know, the person you see yourself as now and the person you see yourself being is within the same person right now. It ain't far off or outside of us or separate from us. It's an unfoldment that we're bringing about right now. You hear me? You know, it's a present unfoldment. What do you wish to carry forward? You know, 4 words. I'm gonna give y'all 4. And all us don't read it before. But it'll do us a lot of good on our journey if we remember to be impeccable with our word. Don't take anything personally, because everything is a lesson. And most times when we take things personal, because we don't let our emotions get involved, we miss the fullness of whatever the lesson could have been extracted, had we not got our emotions in the way or took something personal. So don't take anything personally, man. Try to temper yourself, balance your emotions, so you can see the higher picture and whatever may be displaying itself, Don't make assumptions. I had to think of it. Don't make assumptions. Don't make assumptions. They say when you assume, as you, me, you see, we can assume we can make an ass out of ourselves and the person that we're assuming about. So it ain't good to make us. It ain't good to make assumptions. It's better to ask questions. That's why y'all hear me say all the time: ask questions, ask questions, ask questions. I don't have no problem with you asking questions. That's part of testing the spirit. But I'm gonna ask questions back. You hear me? Cause that's part of testing the spirit. You heard? And I got it. And since I don't know nobody personally, I have to check what be on the other side of me too. So I know a lot of ways to do what need to be done. So that keep me seeing the way that I see. You hear me? Like I say, I ain't just get here overnight. You heard? And speaking of that, protect your energy, family. Protect your energy, And it's a need to know how to protect your energy. Energetically, psychically, astrally, emotionally, and personally. You hear me? As well as physically. Your personal space, your home, even the perimeter around your house, from anything or anybody or any type of being, that like to take without giving. People out, spiritual war is real. People out here, on some shit. It's a lot. Everybody ain't healing through their hurt. So it's a lot of people out here still hurting because they ain't healing, and a lot of them people that still hurting because they not healing, is willing to do anything to anybody, cause under any circumstances, to get whatever they feel they just do is. So we need to keep ourselves, fully charged, protected, chakra spinning, at as fast as vibrates, fastest rate of rotation possible, you know, uh, to keep you on the planet, you hear me, and all that other good stuff, you know, yeah, you know, um, so forth and so on, y'all know, you know. But if y'all ain't familiar with the four agreements, uh, those four things that I mentioned, you know, come from the book, the four agreements, and if you don't have one, it's a good investment, you know. Anything, anything that can add to the expansion of of who we are as spiritual beings, having a human experience is a great advancement. You heard, especially if it's applicable in our life. It's a good advancement because everything that's screaming spirituality, everything that's screaming consciousness, everything that's screaming, you know, what I'm actually doing right now ain't 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 applicable in one life to for us to be able to do what we're actually doing right now, because it's the work is real. The work is real. You hear me? And the more I say it, the more y'all gonna understand it when you start seeing the evidence of your work affecting the lives of people that you know, because everybody ain't doing the work. But those that doing the work with you, but those that ain't, you gonna know it through your action with them, and that's gonna let you know something. You hear me? But don't say I ain't warn you. You heard? Cause I could be as good as the best of them, or as bad as the worst. But don't test us. You hear me? Yeah, but just stay on our square, family. You know, watch our attitudes. Keep working. Those who got temper problems, keep working on yourself, man. You know, keep working on yourself. Guidance is not the same as control. You know, and if you've been through enough things, you should know the difference. You know, I've been through enough things to know. That's why I'm able to let you know. Guidance is not the same. Guidance is not the same as control. You know, everybody has an opportunity to, be themselves. And for those of us who being ourselves, we know how to give everybody an opportunity to be themselves. You heard? Yeah, know the difference. What else do I want to say? Commitment, consistency, and persistence. It's through our commitment, our persistence, and our consistency that we're not the topic of conversation that we used to be. And you know what? I'm so proud of y'all. You know, I'm so proud of y'all because it's just a reflection of how proud that I am of myself. You hear me? You know, and it's amazing when you clear enough with yourself that you don't need no mirror to see what you look like. You heard? Because you in clear view. You heard? In clear view is sound view. You know? Yeah. Clear view is sound view. With that, man, I just want to say, our words do not define our destiny. Our actions will. So don't rush the process. Feel good for no reason at all. Be your best self at all times. You know. Remember, shortcuts got us in a lot of the messes. And First of all, shortcuts got us in this mess to begin with. Let's make that clear. That was the fall. You hear me? A shortcut. But we didn't know all the shortcut was going to allow us to experience it once we got here. You hear me? But shortcuts, if you're listening, you caught it. Shortcuts got us in this mess to begin with. And every other mess that we've been in since our arrival. You hear me? And not only since our arrival, which brought about our awakening. Or awakening wouldn't be so popular right now, as well as healing wouldn't be so needed. You heard? And to those of us who are honest with ourselves, or honest enough about it, we know exactly what I just said mean. By the fruits of our own labor, according to the work that we have put in. So if you're not healed, I want to say this: shortcuts only gonna make work for you later. Shortcuts only gonna make more work for yourself. And down the road, when it's time to look at that same shit that you swept under the rug, that instead of addressing when you had an opportunity to. So confront it. When it pop up, confront it, face it, address it, deal with it, sit with it, talk to it. You hear me? Release it and let it go. You heard? It feel good for no reason at all. Thanks for the likes, shares, comments, questions. Cosmic Consciousness Family and Soul Tribe, salute. I see y'all. You hear me? New subscribers, salute. I see y'all. Peekaboos and passerbys, I see y'all. We gotta learn from somebody. You heard? Be better than you never been. My name is Sawu.